Now in my recovery, it's not really a case of the fact that I'm using drugs. It's more about my behaviours and the way I think and the way I deal with situations and deal with life. Hi everyone. The last 3 episodes I went through the 12 steps of recovery. So this episode, I'm going to speak about how I use the 12 steps in everyday life. Now in my recovery, it's not really a case of the fact that I'm using drugs. It's more about my behaviours and the way I think and the way I deal with situations and deal with life on life's terms. Because prior to doing the 12 steps, I didn't really know how to handle life, how to handle situations, how to handle my emotions, whether that was happy, sad, angry, lonely, whatever it may be. I just didn't know how to handle them. And my solution for any of those emotions was to use. So now I've got rid of that solution. I have to put something in place because my go-to is to use, especially to use care. Whereas obviously now I'm not using care, I need to put something in place. And that's where I put the 12 steps in. So step 1, we talked about powerlessness. So in an everyday situation, I would use that as I am powerless over people, places, and things. In work, in friendships, in family situations, or anything like that, there will be situations where I kind of want to control, and I have to take a step back and realize I can't control the situation. I can't control these people. I can't control this scenario, whatever it may be. So I am powerless over that. So that is me admitting that I'm powerless over that situation. So it could be, for example, my mum, for instance, she's annoyed me over something, and usually previous times we would have probably had a screaming match. I would have said nasty things, she would have said nasty things, and then I would have walked out, and then it would have been this whole drama. Then I would have gone to my friends and I'd been like blah 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 blah, and then used and then stayed out, and then that whole situation wouldn't get resolved, and then it would get more worse because I would have piled on 2 nights of being away, gone on the missing list, etc. So it just adds on. Whereas now it's right, whatever that situation may be, I would just be right, my mum's my mum. She'll say what she needs to say. I need to do what I need to do. We come to a middle ground and we just deal with it, and that's it. We hand it over. Do you know what I mean? We're just right, this is how you feel. This is how I feel, how we're going to move forward from this, and really just tackle it on. And that's us basically knowing we can't control each other, knowing we can't change each other's opinions. We can hear each other's opinions out, and we can listen to them and accept them for what they are, whether you agree with it or not, which is fucking hard sometimes. But it resolves the situation a lot easier, and you can move past it, and you can learn from each other, and you can learn from that situation. So I don't know whether that explained it, but that's kind of step 1. And to be fair, in step 2 and a step 3, all in that together, because you're realizing that I couldn't change my mum. I'm having to speak it out and then hand it over. So that's my step 1, 2, and 3. Then I would be using my step 4 as well in that situation, because I'd be seeing my part in things and being like, right, I'm coming to her with a bit of aggression here. I need to check myself, bring it back. Do you know what I mean? And then I do my steps 5, 6, 7, because I work out right, what is the opposite to this defect that I'm in? So I'm in an angry situation. So how can I change that? Right, I can be caring and understanding. So I try and understand where she's coming from. And then either if I've already shouted at her or said something, which probably is usually the case, I make my amends 8 and 9, and then we move forward. So yeah, that's basically just using all my steps in one situation. We could use them in when you're going out as well. To be fair, I use my steps all the time, like all the time. And now I think because I've implemented them so much, it's like second nature to me now. Obviously that example that I used with my mum, like it doesn't really happen that much anymore because we have a really good understanding of each other and we've built a really good relationship. But at the beginning, that's what it was like. But I would use that in a work setting if, say, for instance, I don't get on with a manager. And every work that I've been to, every job I've been in, I have always had one person that I just don't get on, don't know what it is, not their problem, not my problem, we just don't gel. And I've been through that in this role, and I've had to implement the steps the same as I did with my mum is the same I do within work. I do that in, like, maybe there's friendship groups and stuff like that. Like, there's just people that you don't get on with, and that's okay. Like, we're not all going to be friends, do you know what I mean? But you just use your steps one, especially your steps 1, 2 and 3, just to be like, right, I can't change this person. Do you know what I mean? I have no control over this person. So what am I going to do about it? Take a step back and just leave them to it. Do you know what I mean? And admit that I am powerless over that person, how they are, what they do, and all of that stuff. So why am I putting myself through that pain of trying to control the situation? I'm being let down probably because I have got these high expectations. So it's constantly going back to that step 1, 2 and 3 really. And then another thing as well is change. Like, and I think from being around a lot of addicts, change is a huge thing for us. We do not like change. No, 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 no. I don't know about you if you're somebody who doesn't like change, but I just hate it. And to be fair, I'm going through like a transition period currently. So I'm living at my mum's at the moment, and I've been saving for my own place. And I'm at that stage where I've got my deposit and I can put it down on a house, and I've got my mortgage in principle. Like, everything is going well, but I am shitting myself, like so fed up to the point where I have been thinking that I need to be alone forever because I can't bring my partner into this home because I'm just going to ruin their lives. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I think. Like, it's ridiculous. I go through stages where I think, right, well, as soon as I'm in, I'm going to use, because that is a sensible fucking idea. And then I just think I'm not worthy of it. The self-hating talk has been so loud, but that's all due to change. And because I'm self-aware about that, I understand that is due to this transition period. I have to work my steps in this situation. And has been really hard because I find myself spiraling, but I'm human. I'm not going to be able to just switch on the steps like straight away. I still have all my old behaviors that are ingrained in me for so long. Yes, I've been clean for over 3.5 years, but that's minute time for the amount of time I was using all of those behaviors and thinking processes. So I have to be kinder onto myself. Yeah, so with this change, I have to just keep having that faith that everything will be okay. I can control what I can control, which is ringing the estate agents myself, setting up viewings, speaking to my mortgage broker, getting all the right documents in order, getting everything in order that I can do. But everything else about me thinking in the future of me shutting the door, as soon as I shut the door, I'm starting to pick up, like, that is ludicrous. Do you know what I mean? And I have to just put that away, just send that away, and know that I'm not in control of that situation. I'm not control anything that's going to happen in the future, because I don't know the future. No one knows the future. So again, it's like I can sit there in that pain spiral, but what is that going to do? Like, literally, what is that going to do apart from put me in pain, and then probably make me procrastinate on all the stuff that I'm actually meant to be doing, like ringing the agency, and just delaying me moving out, which I really want to do because I'm just stuck in this fear thing. So I've got to go, no, I'm powerless over that. Don't know what's going to happen. Can't control that situation. Either go to a meeting, speak to my partner, speak to my family, share it out, get that out. And then like, again, that step 4 and 5 is looking at my part, right? I can either sit in fear or I get on with it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to be ringing the estate agent when I get home. But I'm really excited. No, I am really excited. What else? Raving. Okay, so raving, I still go out, I still go clubbing, still love it, absolutely love a boogie. Again, I have to know that I'm powerless over other people. People are going to be using around me. People are going to be doing what they're doing. I can't say to anybody, can you not do that there? Like, what? First of all, I would never do that. Like, I'm just not that type of person. But if you are somebody that is going out to a club or anything like that, you cannot control that person in front of you that's getting their bag out and putting the key to their nose. It's just, you just can't. So you need to practice your step 1 in that. So yeah, and then also again, it's obviously, I would say when you're going out, kind of practice your steps like prior, before. So going to a meeting, sharing that you're going, maybe speak or just speaking to your sponsor or speaking to somebody that you know in recovery, really checking in with yourself as well and seeing like, what's your motives of going? Like, is your motives going to kind of want to relapse, or are you actually going to want to rave? And that's your steps 4 and 5 there, because you're going to be looking at like, are your defects playing up, or are you doing it because you want to work into your assets? I know that every time I've gone out, it's always because I love music so much. Do you know what I mean? And it hasn't ever been that I'm wanting to go and press the fuck it button. And I think, but I really do check in on that, because I check in on the situations that are happening around me. Like, why do I really want to go to a rave? Like, is it because I'm stressed with everything? Is it because I want to escape? Or is it because like I just want to have a good dance? So yeah, so you're practicing your steps there again. And then I think the last 3 steps, your 10 and 11 and 12, steps 1 to 10 are what you do on a daily basis. So step 10 is your daily inventory. So that's always that checking in with yourself, checking in what your motives are, understanding like how you're feeling, trying to understand your emotions, how you've acted with a certain person. Did you act out in any of your defects? Could you have done better and stuff like that? And that, obviously, when in your early recovery and when you're first doing your step 10, you do that quite a lot. Like, to be fair, I get told like you should be doing it every day, but I don't do it every day. I think I do it just like throughout the day, where I just check in with myself every so often, just check in how I'm feeling, because how I'm feeling really helps me see how I'm going to act and the way I'm going to act with certain people or in certain situations or whatever. And sometimes I choose to act in the defects because it makes my life easier and it lets me stroke my ego, and I like it. So I'm not perfect. And then your step 11 and 12. So it's my step 11, like, again, like, it's that having that faith that everything will be okay, and practicing it is a difficult one for me. I have moments where I really am like dedicated to praying, and then I have moments where I just really like, I just like speak in my car on my way home, and I just like speak it out into the universe, but I'm not like praying like or meditating or anything like that. So it goes up and down with me on that one, and it probably will do for you. Or you could be somebody who has faith already and you can tap into it, like, which is amazing. And then your step 12. So my step 12 is obviously me sharing a message, which I'm doing now, but I try and do this weekly with the Ketamine Anonymous meeting that's set up. I did that because I wanted people who have got ketamine addiction, but they're not getting that identification at the other fellowship. So it's me going to those meetings and sharing a message when I'm there every week. So I'll do my step 12 there. And then, to be fair, when I'm speaking to anybody, if anybody comes up to me and has any issues or messages me on socials or whatever, like, I'll do my very best to give my advice or point them in the direction of a meeting or somebody to speak to if I don't know the answer. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I usually practice my step 12. So yeah, that's me practicing them in a daily settings. There's probably loads of other situations or examples, or if you want to comment or message me or anything like that, my inbox is always open. Thanks.